For thousands of years, humans have transformed wool into yarn and yarn into fabric. It's a hands-on process that blends patience, skill, and tradition. The process begins after the wool is washed, dried, and picked through. Next comes carding, an essential step to prepare the fibers for spinning.
The next step is to get the tangles out. So I do that with these paddles that are called cards. They have teeth on them, and I put some of the wool across the teeth of the cards. So I start at the bottom and work my way up. And what the carding does is to get each of those hairs going in the same direction. It's getting out the tangles. More dirt and hay is falling out on my lap.
Once the wool is carded, it's shaped into a soft, puffy bundle known as a rolag, perfect for feeding into the spinning wheel.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the wool off the cards and roll it over itself like a wave at the ocean. And when the wool is in this long sausage shape, we call it a rolag. Now that is ready for spinning.
Spinning uses a wheel and a drive band to twist the fibers, turning the soft rolag into strong, usable yarn.
Because this is a pulley, for every time the big wheel goes around one full revolution, the drive band is turning the little wheel several times, and that's what's putting the twist in. The twist is building up in here like a rubber band. These hairs are waiting in line, and when I let go, the energy that's been stored back there has to fly out and trap the hairs that are waiting. And it's when the twist hits the fiber, that's what turns the wool into a piece of yarn.
With yarn in hand, the final transformation begins, turning thread into fabric. Thanks to innovations like the foot-powered loom, weaving has become more efficient over time.
In less than a half a minute, I can do quite a few rows. Those 12 rows 1,000 years ago would have taken over an hour. That's what a big deal the loom was. It absolutely changed civilization.
For much of human history, textile production was a family affair. Every member had a role.
200 years ago, it took everybody in the family to keep everybody in the family fed and clothed. As I said, children were doing the carding, girls were doing the spinning. Girls would weave when they got to be about 10 years old because 200 years ago, they were preparing to be married at age 13 and 14 and 15 and had to know how to do all these things for their families.
Wool remains a prized fiber, not just for tradition, but for performance. It's incredibly functional in real-world conditions.
Wool is a fabulous fiber because it can hold up to 1/3 its own weight in moisture and still feel dry to the touch. It absorbs moisture and releases moisture equally. I have been outside in pouring down rain wearing a wool sweater and still felt warm because of that quality of it.
In a world of fast fashion and mass production, the value of traditional handwork like this is more important than ever.
I think it's important to keep these skill sets alive because we are several generations removed from having had to do it. And I have to ask myself, would I love it as much as I do if I had to do it day in and day out 200 years ago? I've been weaving for 46 years now. I've been spinning for over 20. Anything that connects us to the past and any learning of these traditional skills is valuable.